Hello, YouTube family. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. Are you ready for the Wednesday big hair, curls, and scoop? I am ready for you, and we got a lot. Let me not forget the hug. Come on. My arm is feeling better. It was a strain, not a sprain. I don't know how I did it. I think I know how I did it. I was in my laundry room and doing stuff, and yeah. But it's feeling better. I'm doing these little arm exercises. Look, I couldn't do this on Saturday. Look at all that. I couldn't do it. So I thank you, and I thank you for people giving me suggestions on, I don't know, I did something. It was a strain, not sprain. It's a strain on my arm. It's so cute not knowing, and now we're going to know. We got baby news. Usher and his wife are expecting their third child together. All in all, this will be Usher's fifth because he has two sons from a previous marriage. But him and this wife, they are making babies. The babies they're so cute. But Usher and his wife are expecting again. Keep Chris Brown's name out your mouth. That's the basic message that Chris Brown is sending, suing Warner Brothers for $500 million. The Chris Brown, A History of Violence documentary. They just don't want to see him fail. Now, yes, he has past indiscretions, but it seems to be people will make mistakes. People will fall down. But if you never give them a chance to improve or be better, he wants a trial by jury. He's not playing with them. He's like, no, I'm suing, because people tend to overlook, yes, and I'm not making an excuse for violence or crazy behavior, but people tend to forget that Chris Brown is a phenomenal performer who has made some terrible mistakes. He has made some mistakes, but as he gets older, he seems like he's growing. But this one, he's suing Warner Brothers for $500 million. A$AP Rocky, Rihanna's the son, the father of her sons, because the judge was very funny and a little petty when he said, "Are they married?" And no one said anything. He said, "Okay, they're not married." Anywho, A$AP Rocky is in trouble for attacking a former friend with a semi-automatic firearm. They offered him a plea deal, like 8 months in jail and to pay the money. He rejected it. He said, "I want to see this go to trial." A$AP Rocky, he faces 24 years in jail. This is a very serious thing that's happening. Prince Harry, the British tabloids have paid up and apologized for years of privacy violations, phone hacking, just basically doing the most to get stories about Prince Harry, his brother, the future king, and his mom, Diana. They have paid up, I hear, over $10 million that Prince Harry got. Sexy Red. Now, I'm not a fan of the rapper. She put this very disrespectful post up of Dr. Martin Luther King. Well, Bernice King, who don't play about her dad, spoke about it, and she has got an apology from Sexy Red. You know, when instances like this happen, when you don't know your history, because if you know your history and figures, there's a respect level, and you're like, we're not going to go there because you know better. But if we don't know our history, and a lot of people don't, you can be like, you don't know who Dr. King is? You'd be surprised at the young people who don't even know who he is and the work. And this is when we have to teach our own about our figures in history. Very, very important. But I think she did that because she just did not know. Oscar nominations come down tomorrow. Here's my question to you. Do we even know most of these movies outside of Wicked? I'm just going to ask, but who is getting Oscar nominations tomorrow? The ceremony is taking place on March 2nd, but tomorrow the nominations drop. Netflix raising prices again. It was really funny in a statement. They said, we haven't raised them since 2023. Well, That was 2 years ago. Netflix raising prices. You can get a subscription with ads for $7.99 a month. You can get no ads for $17.99 a month. And there's a premiere service where you would pay $24.99. When you add up all of these streaming services, they really amount to the same as your cable bill. And for some people, it's a problem because rising prices are everywhere. I talked about this earlier in the week with the groceries. What is your favorite streaming channel? Is there a channel that you're like, I can't get this up? Is it Netflix? Is it Prime? Is it Apple? Is it Disney Plus? Which one is it? I know a lot of people are going to say Tubi because it's free, and free is for me. But there are a lot of streaming services. There's so many, and they add up. We should have known with the NFL, Mike Tyson fight, Beyonce time, that all of this was going to add up. And it is. And we are paying the price. Now, speaking of Netflix, as I go to this part of my notes, who has watched the Jerry Springer documentary, Lights, Camera, Strippers? Who has watched it? Because there is a producer who worked on the show for 2 years and said that this Netflix Jerry Springer documentary is a whitewash. And he says because as a former producer, he was also Jerry Springer's pimp. And he would make sure to get the guest. And a lot of them were required to sleep with Jerry, or Jerry wanted to sleep with them. This former producer says he was in these streets. And he knew a lot of strippers and prostitutes and the like. He says a lot of the guests were fake, which we kind of like figured because it's really, really, really wild TV. He said he would get the women, do the show, and then they would sleep with Jerry. Now, Jerry, who's been dead for a couple of years, is not here to defend himself, but he has a history with the prostitutes. Back when he was a politician in Cleveland, years ago, he was caught paying prostitutes. And then Jerry Springer had a sex tape. Who would have thought? Back in 1998, a threesome. They said because he grew up like a nerd, he was like a kid in a candy shop. Women, 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 women. The producer is speaking out. Wendy Williams' niece has got the high-powered attorneys to help free her aunt, Wendy Williams. I do think it's going to happen this year. Don't know when. But now that people are getting more insight to what's going on in Wendy, why is she in a conservatorship? Who is this woman who is really keeping her hostage? I see it happening this year. The hottest actor in Hollywood right now, and all it took was one great video, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. The actor voices Mufasa in Lion King. He's on the cover of GQ Hype. I don't even want to tell you how many times I watched that. Jennifer Hudson, that is the hottest thing on the internet right now. People who come down the hall and do that stroll. Big congrats, Sheryl Lee Ralph. She's on the cover of People magazine, so make sure you get your copy. And on Monday, I'm going to keep reminding y'all, she's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Gladiator 2 came out in theaters in November. It's streaming right now on Paramount Plus. The man charged in the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur, he wrote a book, he was bragging. Now he says, I made all that up. Child, that judge said, this going to happen. You're going to trial. You are charged with the murder of Tupac Shakur. See, sometimes people want to big up themselves, attach themselves to things. Sir, you should have shut your mouth. Now you're saying, I didn't kill him. I had nothing to do with him. But you was in the streets and you were bragging. Marsh Chestnut's new show, Watson, debuts this weekend on CBS. It's like a medical murder mystery. Most of us know Sherlock Holmes, but do we know Dr. Watson? Marsh Chestnut has been making the rounds of a lot of shows and a lot of sports shows. This man knows his sports, and they better be careful, or they should rest assured that it's a good thing he's acting, because he easy on the eyes and fine. He would make a very good sports commentator. And on a final note, one of my favorite DJs, DJ Jazzy Jeff, hails from Philadelphia. His work with Will Smith, he is celebrating a birthday today. If you are not subscribed to the channel, then hit that button. Leave a comment. I've asked a lot of questions. What are your favorite services, streaming services? You feel like, oh, I can't live without this service. Let me know, because these prices are rising out here. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and keep coming back and tell a friend. We got curls, we got scoop, we got big hair. Thanks for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.